God, this is great. Thank you, Dan Campbell. Thank you, Brad Holmes. Thank you, Jared Goff. And thank you, Lions fans. Ford Field mattered yesterday. There was so much talk during the game and after the game. And I love national guys coming in and go, wow, Chris Collinsworth, this is out of control in here, he said. How great was that? How great was that feeling? Yes! Man, Detroit, we get to keep playing. We get to play a second home playoff game. Fans get to go. Detroit gets to celebrate it. And I don't know what's going to happen, although I like the matchups either way. But this team came out last night. What do they say about, I want to start with the crowd. Like, there's a million things to talk about today. What do they say about home field advantage and riding that emotion? They say it matters the first few snaps and then you settle in. First few snaps, it was 14-3 Detroit. Lions didn't face a third down their first two drives. Matt Stafford was perfect. They rode that wave. Dan Campbell said you could feel the energy in the tunnel walking out to the field for pregame. All that pent-up, bottled emotion poured out yesterday. And it reverberates into this week, and it's going to carry us on a high through the week. And let me tell you something. I feel like this is our first season in the NFL, like the real NFL, the big boy NFL. The NFL that we watched everybody else get to experience. And it feels so effing good. And it probably feels better because we've waited so long. We've waited so long. And now we get to experience this. And I'm certainly appreciative. I imagine most people in Detroit are. It wasn't perfect, but who cares? There was so much that they did, that they accomplished to get this job done. But I mean, it starts with the building. It starts with Detroit. It starts with the fans. Dan Campbell called it arguably the best environment he's ever been in. And, gee, do you think the Rams missed those timeouts late? Yeah, that was you. That was you, Detroit. It helped drain their timeouts, which is awesome, which is exactly what we always thought Ford Field could be. And, I mean, it's like the perfect storm. First of all, I think the building reverberates sound. I think it's a great acoustic building for NFL football. And it mattered. It mattered a lot. I mean, and I made the decision. I'm solo Gators out today. Probably best to prepare for the show at home, watch the game. You know, if it's any other start time, right? Any other start time. Because I was worried, getting out of there, get home, get to sleep. I didn't sleep anyway. I had one of the worst nights of sleep I've had since, last Monday. So now I'm running on fumes again. Listen, I'm streaming Stoney at 2 a.m. on my phone, laying in bed, trying to go to sleep. I'm flipping over to ESPN. I don't know if you heard the Cowboys lost, but as I was reminded all morning long, I don't even care. Like the whole idea that, where's the Detroit coverage? Yeah, they're going all in on Dallas and the disaster and the wheels coming off. We've gotten our share of love this year, so I'm cool with it. Almost nothing can piss me off right now. Almost nothing can bring me down. And I would imagine, like, I had a nitpicky friend text me something last night, and I'm like, I give 0 Fs about that. The Lions just won a home playoff game on a day that saw the path open up for them to host another one. The Lions charged through it. I am so amped up. I could rob a bank right now. It's incredible. It's an incredible feeling. And we get to do it all over again. And the anticipation's going to build, and the stakes are higher. The stakes are higher. I've often talked about the full effect, like the full effect of what Ford Field can be. The true power of the Death Star down there. We blew up Alderaan, people. I guess it didn't end well for the Death Star, but let's just pause right there. It's time. I mean, it's time to go out. Tampa, Philly, whoever comes in here, they're about to experience it. And I love it. I love it because it's an organic thing, man. It's just something that you can't describe to somebody who hasn't lived this. How tough it's been. How rough this relationship has been. And a lot of you stuck with them through thick and thin, and it hasn't been rewarding. There's season ticket holders down there year after year that got to experience that. And I'm so happy for you. I am so fired up. And the truth is, in this dance, we got a shot. We got a shot. You know, I don't assume any wins anymore, but I'm confident in this team. Just because they're playing at home doesn't mean they're going to beat Philly or Tampa. I feel like a huge letdown if they don't. But we obviously have a shot to win that game. We no longer have to do all kinds of X and O gymnastics and bending and stretching to try and figure out a way to the top. They go out and play their game. The Lions play their game. They can beat whomever they play. And that's a weird place to be. It's an unfamiliar, it's a foreign place to be. And I'm so fired up to talk to people today and get to do this show. And get to do this kind of show that they've done for years in Boston and Pittsburgh and Seattle and Baltimore and LA and the part in Kansas City. And the part that's depressing is you start thinking about they've gotten to do it in places like Charlotte, North Carolina has had playoff wins. Jacksonville has had playoff wins. Arizona has had playoff wins. And we didn't get to do that. We didn't get to experience that. And now we got a seat at the big boy table. And I don't know that any fan base can be more appreciative than ours. I don't know that any city can feel better about one playoff win than ours.